Hi everyone, my name is Richelle Tagawa Terasa, and I am reporting for module number 4, editing communication materials. And for this report, we are going to focus on the copy editor and the three-step method. So I am going to have four important topics for my report today. The first one is the copy editor. Number two, the jobs of a copy editor. Number three, the three-step method. Number four, aspects and issues of a copy that the copy editor should be very concerned about. So, to start with, let us define a copy editor. So, I have here three definitions for the copy editor. The first one is from the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, and it says a person whose job is to correct and prepare a text for printing. So that's a copy editor. From the Cambridge Dictionary Online, the definition says a person who checks and makes changes to text in order to prepare them to be published. And from our material, the copy editor reviews materials for newspapers and magazines and readies them for print. So, those are the different responsibilities of the copy editor, and mainly that is to improve the quality and the readability of the material, making the material free from errors. So, say errors in terms of grammar, style, keeping a close eye to the content. So imagine how an error can make a devastating impact to an organization, and don't want that to happen. So that's why we have the copy editor to be able to help us do the job. Okay. Now, the copy editor's job was summarized into three steps. So we have the three-step method. So we have the first reading, then the second reading, and then the third reading. I have written some keywords also for each year. So the first reading, the copy editor normally assess the tone of the material during the first reading. So the copy editor will be looking at general aspects of the story, such as the newsworthiness, and the possible violation of law or policy or maybe ethics. And this is the part where the copy editor will check if the writer was able to write for his or her intended readers. Then the second reading. The second reading involves copy editing errors and checking for accuracy and then style. And then during the third reading, my key phrase here is polishing the story. So this is the part where the copy editor look at the grammar, assessing if the copy needs to be cut down, making the story more vivid, and if there is a need to rearrange different paragraphs to improve the organization. And this is also the part where the writing of the headline of the story takes place. There is a fourth step, but this becomes optional to other copy editors, that is marking up the copy. So, in this particular part or step, the copy editor specifies instructions for styling the words, phrases, and paragraphs, like for how many columns a story should occupy, what about the margins, like that. But as I've said, this is considered optional because there are desktop publishing apps, there are word processing apps that are readily available that makes the editing a lot easier. Now, there is another job that was not mentioned in our module, but I just wanted to add that in my report, and that is communicating feedback. So, how does the copy editor communicate the feedback to the writer? So, delivering notes, corrections, and suggestion to the writer. How does he do it? It is important to maintain interpersonal skills. maintaining a very good relationship to both the writer and the copy editor. So remember that editorial style and technical skills are critical for copy editing. So you have to not only, as a copy editor, should not only be just meticulous, but they should also maintain respect and become supportive members of the creative team. So, as what I have here, according to Vance, the feedback of a hypercritical editor may have a negative impact on the writer. So, yeah, I just wanted to add that here in our topic. Now, let's go to the different aspects of a copy or the main issues of concern for the copy editor. We have here the first is newsworthiness, next is law, policy, ethics, next is accuracy, then we have style, next is grammar, clarity and brevity, organization, and coherence. Now, let us discuss the different aspects one by one. Let's start with the newsworthiness. So, for the newsworthiness, okay, I have here my keywords again or phrases, keywords or phrases. Newsworthiness, this is, we have a specific guide questions in our module, and it says here the copy editor will see, is the angle or is the story interesting or timely? Yeah. Are there any words or editorialized words that have to be eliminated? So when we say editorialized words, these are words that introduce opinions into factual material. So that is what newsworthiness is all about. Now, law, policy, and ethics are the materials, or are there matters that should legally be not made public? The copy editor should check on that. Are there any ideas that were raised from different sources which can lead to plagiarism? And are there any libelous words that has to be toned down? When we say libelous words, these are the different words that are untrue and threaten or harm or damage the reputation of the subject. Next is accuracy. So when we talk about accuracy, my keywords here: accurate information and spelling errors. So for accuracy, it is important for the copy editor to do fact checking. So editors should verify the names, the dates, the statistics, and other factual information to ensure accuracy. And then we have style. Does the material follow the generally accepted or prevailing style of writing? So that's what about style. Then we have grammar. So this is going back to the subject verb agreement, the use of the different tenses, the use of idiomatic expressions. Remember that you should consider the first time readers. Will they be able to understand the words that are in the material? Next is clarity and brevity. So so we have the keywords here: clear, simple, ambiguous statements. So for clarity and brevity, the editor should ensure that the writing is clear and concise, and this may involve cutting unnecessary words or maybe simplifying complex sentences, ensuring that the main points are easy to understand. So, avoiding ambiguous statements. Then the next aspect is organization, also coherence, logical or relevant facts. The copy editor should consider if the ideas are organized logically. Is the meaning immediately clear? especially for first time readers? And are there relevant facts that we need for clear understanding of the message? So these are all the different aspects that the copy editor should be very concerned when editing. Now, to sum it up, we just defined a copy editor. And as what we knew already, a copy editor works to improve the quality of materials, making them error free before publishing. And then we talk about the main issues of concern that the copy editor should be very looking very carefully. That's newsworthiness, law, policy ethics, accuracy of the material, the style, grammar, clarity and brevity, organization, and coherence. And these are my sources for this report. And before I end my report, I have here my discussion questions for all of us. So, number one, based on the jobs of a copy editor that were mentioned, gave at least one advantage and one disadvantage of being a copy editor. And number two, among all the development communication print materials, which one do you think will require a lot of time for editing? So I'm looking forward to having a very interactive conversation and discussion with you all. And thank you so much for listening to this report. Have a good day. Bye.